Hello everyone, ReeferGil here. The purpose of today's video is twofold. One, I wanted to discuss my old MP10's issues with a flashing red light and resetting itself. Secondly, I wanted to give EcoTech props for their customer service. From the companies making $3 thermometers all the way up to the companies scientifically testing trace elements for our reef tanks, and all the companies in between, we are all in this to improve the hobby and to conserve our natural reefs as much as possible. And let's not leave out our local fish stores and online vendors. EcoTech Marine will be the subject of this video. After I purchased the EcoTech Vectra M1 return pump, I was real quick to do a rant video on it, so it's only fair for me to do a video giving EcoTech Marine props for the experience I recently had with them and sharing it all with you. I pulled out my MP10 out of storage as I'm planning to use it for my next 100-gallon build as a supplemental circulation pump. Since I don't have water in my system yet, I set up the pump on this container where I'm currently curing my live rock. I set up the MP10 and powered it up. I started getting this error flashing red light. The light turned from green to red to a breathing white. It would start only to reset itself after a few seconds. I did notice when I turned down the power to about 40% or less, the pump would actually start working for a while, but then the red light would start up again. I couldn't find anything online to correct the issue I was having, so I gave EcoTech a call. While on the phone with EcoTech, I explained the issues I was having with this pump, which by the way was 5 years old. EcoTech Marine had me do some troubleshooting. The main culprit was a stuck propeller. However, I explained to them prior to putting it away in storage I had purchased a brand new wet side. I had replaced a brand new wet side and the propeller was rotating freely with no obstructions, so we eliminated that as an issue. Next, they had me recycle the power by simply unplugging the driver and then plugging it back in, but that didn't work either. The light continued to flash red and the pump would reset itself. We tried unplugging the dry side from the driver and then plugging it back in. So I turned over the driver and removed the 3 screws on the back of the driver and unplugged the dry side. I put it all back together and it was still not working. They said, well, try unplugging the RF chip. Okay, I removed the 3 screws again, took out the computer board and removed the RF chip. I unplugged it, then plugged it back in. I put everything back together and the red ring of death appeared again. We had also tried resetting the pump by holding down the mode and the set button with no luck. So if you're watching this video because you're having the same issues and none of these troubleshooting techniques worked, then you'll need to contact EcoTech Marine and subscribe to my channel. So the company took down my basic information, which also required the serial number that's located on the back of the driver. I only say this because I've done it before. Be very careful where you place your double-sided tape or Velcro to hang your pieces of equipment like the EcoTech MP drivers. Don't cover up and ruin the serial numbers on the back of the equipment or you may end up regretting it later. They provided me with an RMA number and I sent in my MP10. About 5 business days later, I received my MP10 back from EcoTech. I plugged everything in and sure enough the red light started flashing again. I called EcoTech and explained what I had experienced. About 3 days later, I received a brand new EcoTech Quiet driver, an upgrade from the standard driver, and a brand new power brake. I'm not sure if they're only making Quiet drivers, but I was overly excited when I saw the upgrade. In case you're not aware, the Quiet driver does exactly what the name implies. It makes the pump a whole lot quieter. Anyhow, I pulled out the brand new power brake and plugged it into my standard driver just to see if I could get the old driver to work with the new power brake, but it again failed. So now I know there's no sense in keeping this driver. It obviously had some sort of major issue. I guess I could keep the knob in the case and throw that into my overflowing drawer of spare parts. It was now time to once again remove the dry side from the old driver and connect it to the new Quiet driver. I plugged it in and voila, I was up and running again. I left the pump on at 100% power overnight and had 0 issues. The other reason I was glad to have been upgraded to the Quiet driver was because now it would match the 2 other Quiet drivers I had for my MP40s, which are mounted in my Apex cabinet. If I do decide on going with the MP10 as a supplemental circulation pump, it would match the pre-existing drivers. So if you're experiencing the red ring of death, which by the way is a term used by early Xbox gamers, hopefully one of these troubleshooting suggestions will help you. If not, contact EcoTech Marine. In my opinion, it's customer service like this that keeps existing customers loyal to the brand name. This was the second time I had contacted EcoTech Marine's customer service for this build. The first time was only a couple of weeks ago when I ran into an issue with an RMS mount for my radion G4 lights being bent. I contacted EcoTech and described my issue with the mount. EcoTech fired off a brand new RMS mount, no questions asked. They even sent me a prepaid shipping label to return the defective RMS mount. With so many other competitors, excellent customer service is vital. Not only does it lead to customer retention, it also leads to word-of-mouth advertising for the company, which is free. Like this video. Suck up! Hey now, easy.